Can you guys hear me? Jesus Christ, bro. So many stream issues today. Apologize for that. Used with a big bounce. Yeah, nightmare of a stream today. Sorry, guys. Never my intention, obviously. So, first time it ended because I clicked because I clicked disconnect on Kean's like collab cam. Then it ended. Second time it ended because the Wi-Fi took a shit. So we'll see. Hopefully nothing bad happens around here. I clicked the wrong button. All right. Qs are pushing up. What is Giga Red today? Nothing really. Sorry about the stream issues this morning, guys. Qs are really going for it right here. many people do we have on here today? It crashed so many times. Wouldn't imagine there's that many. We have 20. All right. Q's pushing higher day here. They're about to. Enough for a Kahoot, you're right. I gotta think of more questions I can run for a Kahoot. So ES on the 15-minute did not close below VWAP there. It's gonna pop here. Qs look like they're ready to pop. We'll see if SPY gets a follow through. Yeah, there's the pop. Yep, it's popping. As we just said, that 15-minute hold above VWAP was clean. I mean, fuck, that would have. Looking at that shit, dude, wild. Q's popping. Oh, I didn't save my setup. Let's take off these stupid zones. Take off these stupid zones. Qs are going for it. Tech right now is just absolutely going crazy. I think it's just because of AMD NVIDIA. See if SPX can sweep high of day here. I think we go for 4,900 at least once today. Biggest gamma bar. I'm sure when we get there, we'll see what happens. We did initially draw the skew before the data changed. It looked something like this. Imagine it was all negative here. It pretty much looked like this. But now with the data a little bit updated, this is what it looked like before. Then you had your mean up here. but now the data is a little bit different with all this extra fluff here, per se, if you want to call it that. But looks like we're still pretty good for that Netflix earning. Yeah, Netflix earnings, bro, wild amount of pump. Netflix, I think they ran to like 560. Yeah, bro. Yeah, pre-market gamma's all right. It's relatively, it's hard for me to say because it rebalances so heavily at the open. Like it changes so big in comparison. Yeah, it changes right at open, like a big amount at open. That's the thing is like, well, you might not be wrong because the problem is when you draw it out like this and you draw it out like and you continue on this side, it's a little bit. It looks to me like it's relatively balanced today. That's why we're getting some relative chop. Looking at this right here, that's what. It's hard to say. I don't know if this is considered part of it. Because the tail side on this isn't as. It's longer, but it's not bigger. We'll see. That's a geo question. You just screenshot this and send it to him, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Shoot him a message and be like, "Where mean?" Q's broke Hive Day, made a new high. ES is still lagging because tech is just ripping. You have Netflix, you have what do you call it? AMD. You have Nvidia who ripped up to 617. Yeah, dude, Nvidia with a huge rip from 600 support and broke right and just bounced and broke up. Wow, never even used all these tools. Oh, so that's how you draw it. So if I leave it like this, drawn out, then I click this, then I can move around. Oh, but it doesn't stay. Now, how does one make it stay? Exit, save drawing. Just looks like it drew like a little thumb. Wish I could play music. This is I'm a very low energy person, so I feel like sometimes these get boring when I just sit here. And there's not much to really look at in terms of data. We have our big 4900 bar. Vana is not really in use right now. Charm isn't really in use right now. So DDOI, big drop off on calls where we're at right now. You do have slight sold puts at 4900, so it is a possibility today. Play some music in the background, but not on the computer. If I make this skew. Yeah, right side is definitely steeper. We just need 40-point pump unity. How many people we have right now? 32. Yeah, Qs. I think SPX will follow through with the Qs. In my head, it makes sense too, especially given that 4800 gamma bar. And while we're at it, may as well take a look at see what SPY says, even though it's not very important. 487, is that what it is? Yeah. Yeah, Q. I feel like Qs are like 428. Yeah, 428. Right on the money. But we do have some interest 429, 430, so we'll see what happens. Sometimes I wish I could get signals. Like, I can't. I mean, I could, but I can't. I could, and I can't. Goes both ways. YouTube has such a big delay. It's kind of sad. Queues are just ripping. Guys, who's hyped to get TradingView as a module? Seems like it'd be so crazy. Like, imagine this. You have one screen for it all, and all you got to do is scroll down. You can size two different modules all differently. Like this or some shit, I don't know. But you have so much customizability now. I have to lower the stream quality? Bro, what? I can't. If I stream at like 1080p, then the quality for like clipping turns to shit. But yeah, we're looking at getting TradingView integration would be insane. On top of that, think about it like this. You pay $60 a month for TradingView if you didn't get any of like the Black Friday packages or whatever. But if you sub to Traderlink, it's still just $100 with no increase in price, and you get TradingView now on top of that. So it goes from like, I mean, if you put it to perspective, it'd be like $60 plus $100 would be $160, but instead you're just getting TradingView for free at that rate. Yeah, we'll see how we have to test everything, but we had our meeting with them yesterday, so that's a big step up in terms of like what more things can we offer. But yeah, we'll have TradingView hopefully within the next 2 months or so. Yeah, you can integrate. We're seeing if we can create, custom integrations with that. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, PineScript. That's the problem. Is like you might like TradingView has their own coding language, so it makes it really fucking annoying. In the sense of creating different things on TradingView charts, they have their own coding language. Oh shit, I forgot the chart wasn't loading. Or isn't showing. There we go. Oh. Qs are just so much stronger lately. Every single time it's moving like 1%, while SPX moves only 0.5% in comparison. Do we need a better? Yeah, we had a meeting with TradingView earlier, yesterday. That's why the stream ended early. Once again, always working to improve certain things, right, and make sort of the platform a one-stop shop if it's possible at all. I'm sorry, I missed the message earlier, so I'm kind of going off tangent or back on tangent now. It's like, yeah, usually like the whole point of TradingView was to, or Traderlink was to basically show the right data and then make it one platform where you can just go to and have everything needed to trade, like all the most important things. That is, I think it's, if once we get TradingView, it's pretty much like game over, because it's like you can customize it just as much as TradingView. Yeah, Russian TradingView. But the thing is like being able, like even if you don't use the data, you can pay $100 now, right? Get a TradingView like customizable setup. On top of that, you get data, you get live streams, you get education, right? You will be able to get everything with just, I guess for some people, it's like if they just want TradingView, then it's like they can just pay $60. But TradingView gives you nothing but charts, right? In comparison to something like us now, where we can now integrate, a charting system that is, actually the best in my opinion. Like I've used TOS, I've used Webull charts in the past, and everything that you can probably think of in terms of charting platforms, and they're not. TradingView has always been the best. At first, I hated it but after getting into it, it's so much better. So I think once we get TradingView, it'll be a really good situation for us, where Traderlink can now truly be a one-stop place for traders. You have footprint. We have something else in the works too, hopefully, to improve our footprint. That one I don't want to talk about as much because we haven't taken a meeting with them, but a potential if it goes well. Yeah, you get a community of likable assholes. It's a good way to put it. I feel like we're all relatively likable. I think we haven't had, luckily for us, we haven't had like really big issues of like having to kick certain people out because they're just, completely out of pocket. I think everyone kind of gets it, and if there's any sort of issue, it kind of gets resolved pretty quickly. Like me, Gio, or Mitchell shut it down. I'd like to say we shut it down relatively quick. That's not to say that we do, but I think relative to if we see it and we see an issue, then we'll shut it down pretty quickly. But like everyone, we allow everyone to kind of be who they are in that sense. Nice little pop there. New high of day. What do we talk about? That VWAP hold, right? It was a sign of a pop. Only got bullied for 6 months. Alejandro and I have a interesting relationship. He's like the boyfriend I never asked for. Typical. Nice little pop there. Did we tap 4,900 yet? No, we didn't. That's this line up here. Okay. Usually when we get to within like 5-ish points of a certain level like this, it gets, just be careful. There tends to be that hedging activity tends to start soon, because keep in mind it's at the money, right? If we get above 495, then the 4,900s are technically at the money now, right? So just keep that in mind. That's why when we usually, back then we used to stress that like 5-ish points is a relatively good place to kind of like use as a safe profit target and whatnot. So watch out for some potential hedging here as we push closer and closer to 4,900, since it is in the or at the money now. Nice, this thing is still popping right now. About to tap 4,900 here. Careful, guys. Dude, what a pump. 4,900 tapped. Right? Am I tripping? No, I'm not. Holy shit. I'm up 130%. 150%. Let's fucking go. I just got stopped out there at 120%. 4,900 tap, like I said. Watch out. This is if you're in longs, this would definitely be an area to trim. put some stops in place. Nice, guys. Above 4,900 here. Let's see what happens. I'm going to flip to an SPX chart. Make it just and get rid of all that other stuff right now, because I don't want to see that. It's all... I mean, we called that one, right? On the 15-minute, if you go back, this is the chart we were watching. 15-minute. I got to find that timestamp because I talked about saying we were going to get a pop here and 4,900 was imminent. But if you guys managed to catch that, good for you. Glad you were able to catch it with me. What did we talk about, guys? 4,900 is that spot where they'd start to hedge. Good shit for those who managed to take those, and I think that's... Could we get better than that? I mean, that was pretty solid. It was a relatively balanced day. 4,900 is the biggest wall, and we just hard rejected that. Hard rejected that shit. What an exit. Could have been a little bit better. I just didn't get my fill near the top. So then when they were at 8.4, I put my stops at 6.9 on these 4,900s, and they're doing all right. So. Thank you, guys. I mean, today was Today was a relatively simple day. If so, for me, what I saw today, let's go over that. If you're still in the trade, you can tune me out. For what I saw this morning was the skew was obvious. For me, was more obviously negative skewed until someone brought up like something else. But just based off that, the skew was negative, right? Tail was more towards the right side. The mean was more towards the upside. So I leaned towards the long. Next thing was 4,900. Biggest Gex wall, nothing else in comparison, right? So as we got there, I knew that would be the price target. As for entries and things to take note of, right, we had, it's like I said, I'm not just using the data, but on a charting perspective, right? Let's just take that into account too. Is that 15-minute VWAP hold look good for a pop? So I took some longs. And once again, I can't tell you guys, but I can just give you what I see, and you guys can kind of, I hope you guys know enough about me and about the data to kind of make your inferences about what I'm talking about. So it just, we held the 15-minute VWAP, and I said there was going to be a pop-up. So it's not like I didn't, I just didn't tell you what contract I was in. But yeah, and 4,900 was the main target because it's a main Gex wall, positive wall above spot leads to what? Resistance, right? Good area to exit. So, we saw QQQ popping hard too with no follow through from ES. So I figured, you know what? ES should have some form of a follow through. Not a big one in comparison, but some form of a follow through. Okay, so I was right. So even when the skew is this one, right? Where's that image? This one, right? So I sent this to Gio and I said, where skew? Or where mean? And he said right side. Right here. This section right here. Right. So that initial drawing was correct. Overall, solid setup, right? Even if you didn't take longs, 4,900 is the resistance, right? We talked about that. Yes, buyers can push it back up, but high probability is that we reject 4,900, right? So not entirely sure if we get, so for me, when I see something like this, on top of that, shout out Liquidos for giving me some extra knowledge. 4,900 was a giant, or it was like 4,905-ish, or something like that. I forget exactly what point, but 4,900 to 4,905 on something that he showed me was another thing to take into account. So that helped a lot in terms of conviction with the range for today. Do we get above it? We could, but as for right now, I could care less where the rest of the market goes. I'm all out. I'm taking my one and done. So. If you don't know Liquidos, he runs his own sort of scripts on certain things. He can tell you more about it. I don't know enough about it to tell you. Once again, I preach all the time about giving out correct information. So if you guys have questions, go to Liquidos about it. It's just I want to thank him for that because it helps. It helped me a lot. I asked him literally yesterday about it, and he helped me out with that. So it gave me relative conviction going into today when I was seeing what he was talking about. He showed me a nude. Totally kidding. Today, guys, if you guys can help me out with so podcast is gonna come later in the year, or later in this quarter. I think I need to learn a lot of camera stuff, and sound stuff in order to do those. Because Mitchell isn't here all the time, and it's definitely a farther drive for him. So I need to learn all that stuff, how to set it up, so I need to learn sound, camera, lighting, just the basics of those. And then, it's different when you have the equipment and I shoot on an iPhone. Like, what the fuck's the point in having the equipment? So I just need to learn the equipment, and then the podcast will come. I think the first person that I'm bringing on, that I want to bring on heavily, is that I really, really want to bring on is Ace. I don't know if you guys know Ace, but I have a lot of respect for him as a human being, because everything he does is for his daughter. And on top of that, this guy has not had a red trade in January yet. I hope I don't jinx him, knock on some wood, but he has yet to have a single red trade in January. And he uses the data along with what he trades, right? His current strategy plus utilizing the data. He back tested it, and he hasn't missed. So if having him on a podcast, and you guys, I feel like I've been streaming every day, which I have. So you guys relatively know my mindset on certain things about just being a kind person in general. So I love that guy to death. I have so much respect for Ace. So I want to bring him on. I think you guys will love him just as much. He's such a great person. So with that being said, he is the first person I do want to bring on. Next one is, let me know. I feel like another thing is, like, you guys know me enough. You guys know Gio not enough. You guys don't know Mitchell as well. So I think on one of the podcast episode, maybe for the first episode itself, the plan is to sort of give an introduction, like how they became who they are now, right? Because I think a lot of it doesn't have to do with trading in and of itself. I think what makes is finding respectable entrepreneurs where people can just learn. Yeah, dude, Ace is awesome, man. The first time I met him, dude, man would not stop ordering tequila shots, bro. I don't even know. Like, I had to wait like 2-3 hours before I could drive home after we finished drinking, and that was like a 50-minute drive home through traffic. But I love Ace. He's a great person. But as for the first main episode, I do want to get sort of like an introduction where basically I ask questions to Mitchell, I ask questions to Gio, I ask questions to Hassan. Because it's like, yeah, people know us on social media, or they know Hassan on social media, but they don't know, people don't know how great of a person everybody is. Like, with it, to put it to perspective, like, my life has drastically changed since I've met Gio. Not just in a monetary way, but in a mindset way. Not only that, it's like I didn't know I needed a person like Gio in my life until I met him, right? So it's, you guys can hear more about the story of how we met and everything, and like how Apex originally came to be Apex. A lot of people know like the basic story, but the everything in between, like the first time I met up with Gio in person, and whatnot, other than that. So I think talking about that stuff is always fun. Yeah, Gio is the true GOAT. Like, that guy has changed my life. That guy has truly changed my life. And
Gay.
but I love that guy. Yeah, I met him on Grindr, if you didn't know. But yeah, dude, that guy, he really has changed my life. And changed, not just like monetary, like I said. The plan is, it's like, okay, we want to fly out to certain places to get interviews with people, because if you guys know who Dad is, or D Sharp, like, I can go back to I'm curious to see all my messages. Like, he had initially told me to be the first one to start a trading server for myself, and I still have that original trading server. I still have that one. It's kind of funny. Like, it's cool. Like as much as it's like, okay, I can leave that one. There's so much memories in that where it's like there's no point for me to leave that one. So only gave the balls touch. Yeah. You know what? I'll be honest. It's like, what can you really cancel me for unless I say something really fucked up? On top of that, it's like, well, I don't think I'm a really fucked up person in general. Like, a lot of people already know me. Like, the OGs, they know how I typically talk and everything. So, um, like, I treat a lot of things like how I typically talk. Like, I treat everything like a COD lobby. Like, there's no filter. Um, but obviously on stream, there has to be some form of a filter, or else Traderlink would not exist anymore. Um, but it's just like, I don't know. I think a podcast would be so much fun. I love getting to know people. I love talking, and I feel like sharing their stories is something like of greatness. Like these people are such great people, and it's like being able to get to know them may make you like Traderlink more. And like I don't know, maybe you guys already love it, but loving the people that created it it makes it a better feeling. Sorry, texting Gio. I guess everyone's coming into the office today, which is nice. Yeah, I'm getting Jay on the podcast too. I love Jay too. Like that guy has been he was the first quote unquote trading guru or trading influencer in the space to give us a chance. And the moment he did, he already knew like, okay, this like Trader or technically Apex at the time. He was saying Apex is going to change the game. So, and for a moment we were, and I'm sure everyone remembers, for a moment we were what everyone was talking about on Twitter. Obviously the hype died down a little bit, but for a moment everyone kind of knew our name. Like Traderlink was the shit. So those that's like, I mean, look, I could the original concept of Geo and I starting, for people that are in the old Telegram still, was just two kids having fun, which is funny as shit to say. It's like um it's crazy. It all started as literally just two kids having fun, right? Everything was free. And it's like, what more could you want? Yeah, Jay's a really cool guy too. I him and I are pretty close. I'd like to say we're close. You know, I'm like the person that he's like each person we go to. Yeah, pineapple. Le pineapple. Who remembers that? How can you forget, man? There's only a certain few people that we've had to kick out of a Discord. That was one of the few people. Yeah, Geo used to trade supply and demand. There's a lot of things that we went through. It was like it originally started off as like he taught me supply and demand. He taught me VP. I taught him fibs. I taught him what triangles were. Like this is what like original like pattern trading. I taught him that. Never forget, I got him into the whole fucking triangle thing. What is this? Holy shite, this looks good. Yeah, no wonder he hates him, because he hates me too. Hey, out of curiosity, so like, okay, guys, this is a little bit personal, but who gives a shit? I have a very weak stomach. Are there any vitamins that you can take to help improve, I guess, your stomach strength? Like, can anyone tell me? Like, I want to get, like, I wish I didn't have such a weak stomach, but I just do. But no one else in my family has a weak stomach, so it's like, it's just a me thing. Probiotics. I take probiotics every morning, bro. I take it every morning. Maybe it's just like I have a sensitive stomach to food. I don't know if I have prebiotic and probiotic, turmeric and ginger. Okay, I'll have to try all these things, dude. It's super annoying. Like at the like if I don't eat a clean like any meal, literally any meal, if it's not like a fucking chicken salad, dude, my stomach is in shambles. It's really fucked. L-glutamine supplements. Okay, I'll look into all this. Let me write this down. Ow. Fuck. Maybe it's also, dude, you know what it could be though? Too many zins in the stomach. Or not even in the stomach, just in the system. Weaken your I don't know, maybe it could weaken your stomach. Who knows? Would I quit for would I quit zins to have a stronger stomach? No. Yeah, I do have I'm it's weird. Sometimes it's like what do you call it? Lactose affects me, but a lot of times it doesn't. Peppermint capsules too. I don't know if you're trying to fuck with me. Alejandro always fucks with me, so it's like I'm not sure. But like with a pinch of salt, that's yeah, nicotine is definitely a factor. Yeah, that's probably my issue. But hey, you know what? Enough about me. Today on stream, we nailed it, guys. 4,900 reject, plus you know that calling the pop right when that 15-minute held above VWAP. Calling the skew towards the right side, CBD oil cannot produce inflammation. Dude, you know, maybe I should use CBD oil because every time my stomach hurts, I just take two Advils. Like I've tried Pepto Bismol, I've tried Tums, never worked for me. I always just took like two Advils and it would go away, like 30 minutes later. Bless your water by spinning it with a spoon. What? I might. You guys want to see D Sharp's old gains? This is like the old server, guys. This is my original one. Back in 2020, D Sharp was still making 7 grand. One of my old high school buddies, EJ, 1000% on IBN. This is back when I was making only $117, guys. Like in the day. Like original name too and everything. Tell me that shit's not wild. This one hit D Sharp 700 to 50K is not in here. That was like during when we had Telegram. My buddy fucking made 4 grand. Yeah, this is like OG days. Like if you knew me back then, this is my other buddy. 300 bucks. $108. Like this is when I was making like very, very small money too, guys. 151 bucks. But I was still making. Homie made $500 from 300 bucks. That same guy, EJ. Dude, this is you know when this was? This was right when COVID happened. He shorted everything. Like Expedia shorted. Friday expiry. I deleted everything back then. Man, these are the old days. Daily watch list. Building everything. What else is there? Positions. Started making a bit more. A couple $1,000 days here. 2K flat. 1,600. These were the olden days. But yeah. Yeah, I know. Complain about making $1,000 a day. I look back and it's like if I have old Instagram stories. Let me find them. Like if you follow me on Instagram, is it under Apex? Yeah, I saved these ones. October 23rd, 2020 was my first 4-figure day. First $1,000 plus day. And then my first 10K day. Where is this? My first 10K day, or 5-figure, I guess, was June 24th, 2021. And it was on Robinhood. Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it on stream. Does it show up? Yeah, this is my first 10K day on Robinhood. Yeah, those are all my old highlights. Like, dude, and then July 6th had a 14K day with Geo. And just kept going. Like, I've been doing this a long time, guys. Well, relative, right? Dude. Those were the old days. I used to dream about making $100 days. I still, like, if I go back to my old stories, those are just like different highlights. But if I edit the highlight, it's already filled right now. If I go back to like all my original stories, I'm glad Instagram keeps them all. Wait, do they? Yeah. $93 a day, $59 a day on February 6th of what? When is this? I was happy with $59 in the day. Where did that go? Did it add the highlight in the very front? Fuck. No, I don't know where it went, but yeah, dude, I remember all those times because it's like those times are made you who you are today. So you never forget those days. What am I getting tagged in? God, Gio. Yeah, I mean, dude, I started in 2018. I still went to school, finished out school. Like, what happened? So I graduated high school in 2018. I was 17 at the time still. I went to community college, and that's when I started trading. Was when I was in community college, I started trading because I started getting paychecks from working. And they were like relatively big paychecks for like a first job out of high school and like being like full time in school as well. It was like $3,000 from Porsche. I was a product specialist. I did that for about a year, then COVID happened, and then I got fired. But throughout that time, I would like at my time at Porsche, I made like for a year's worth of work, I made probably like 20 grand after taxes. So I just threw that all into trading. I look back, definitely a mistake, but not a mistake because it brought me here. But still, it's like if you consider all the time that has led up to this, I've been doing quote unquote signal servers or signal services ever since 2019 ish. With D Sharp in 2019, I think is when I met Geo2. I forget exactly, but I think so. So I've been doing this a good amount of time. Doesn't feel like that. Anyway, guys, I don't have much more to talk about, and Gio calls me a yapper all too often, so I'm kind of like feel bad. Maybe I am a yapper. Maybe I am a yapper. But so with that being said, I'm gonna end the stream, get to work on some things, and thank you for tuning in. We'll clip this one up. I think this one was a solid one. You know, we called a lot. So with that being said, as always, keep moving forward. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be playing some League later. Message at me on Discord.